Hi guys, it's Monday and I'm not even going to say sorry I'm late. I did for the longest time try to hit 9:30, and so then I made it 9:35 that I was coming in because it was an unusual number, and many YouTube sensations told me that it's best not to start right at the half hour or whatever. And so I thought to myself, "Hey, I will do it 5 minutes later." And on Mondays it just doesn't happen. I cannot tell you what it is. Sometimes it's my setup that fights with me. I won't speak that because I don't want it to happen. That's when I get a little tousled and nervous and everything. And what? Oh, hi, Terry Hardin, Walt Disney's legendary Imagineer here. Why didn't I say my title? It's Monday, that's why. Hi, everyone. How are you today? And every Monday and Friday, when I can, I broadcast on uh, YouTube and Facebook. And if you're joining me for the first time, welcome. Very happy that you're kind of taking a peek. I'm going to work. You'll notice if you looked at my past ones or you've been on, I go for quite long. It's time to rein it in. A lot of YouTube's advised me to rein it in, but also because it's October and I have got so much going on that I don't want to cancel. I would rather just make them shorter. So we're going to get back. Before the pandemic, I did like 40 minutes on a Monday and a little over an hour on a Friday. And as you can see, I haven't done that since the pandemic. It's always been sometimes 2 hours, sometimes hour and a half on Mondays, and then on Fridays it can go 3 hours, like this last one did. We got into a huge conversation. But what I will do for you is if you do the Ask Me Anythings on Friday and I don't get to your question, then what I will do is save it for the next time. But I want to start keeping it about an hour or a little bit over an hour, maybe an hour and a half on Fridays for that Ask Me Anythings. And while I'm mentioning it, and yes, I'm going to talk about Outrageous Pumpkins and my class. Don't panic. It will come in the next few minutes here. But I do want to mention to you right up front, I won't be able to broadcast a week from today. I will broadcast the Ask Me Anything, cannot broadcast on the 17th because I'm taking my father to the VA. In fact, it's going to be my VA week in October, and that's going to get a little bit crazy for me. But it's my mission to do so. I got to do it. So my dad's has got some incredible tests, and every test makes him better. And so we just schedule him when they say. If you have if you are a veteran, besides thank you for your service, and you go through the VA, you got to grab up those appointments when they become available. So I just move things around so that I can take my dad to the VA because right now he's not driving. So it's my job. So gives me a chance to catch up with my dad. Last time we went to the VA, we were having so much fun. I missed my turn. So we came home another way, and my dad goes, "Whoa, you went way out of the way," because we were just jabbering away in the car, talking about all kinds of stuff, shooting the breeze, which is really fun to do with my father. So it doesn't. It's a pleasure. Actually, it's an absolute pleasure. So so Monday, no broadcasts at all because his appointments are at 9:00. So I can't even broadcast to Terry's Tribe. What? Oh, yes, Terry's Tribe. Let me tell you about Terry's Tribe. You knew I was gonna. Patreon.com/Terri Hardin is Terry's Tribe on Patreon, and I'm going to encourage you to join. A lot more is done on that side of the wall because I can be more frank, and so can you. And if you're passionate about what you do, then you remember I say that you are an artist when that happens, and you can share with us and help us. So recently, Bob Burdine, who is someone who does charity events, he and his wife Rose chair them. Is that chair charity events? Run charity events? Anyway, they're excellent, and when I do things for charity, I try very hard to counsel with them on the Zoom so that I can do it right, that I can present what I'd like to offer properly so that the charity understands what I'm saying, because it's all about words when we do something like that. So this is just to show you that although he may not draw or paint, and she may not draw or paint or perform, even though I think they're lovely speakers and they really should do this, Bob and Rose Burdine. They are fantastic, and they share with us. Also, uh, cleaning tips. Oh my gosh. One of the people on there, Melissa Eiler, helps me with cleaning tips and helps me with safe cleaning tips, helps us all with safe cleaning tips. If you're someone who's looking to dabble into things like painting, drawing, sketching, puppets, it's a great place to reach out. In fact, I'm going to start doing a puppet instruction class. So I got a couple of people who've signed up. I've told them October is going to be a little hit and miss. So hang in there with me, but we will get together and start to talk about what we need in the class as patrons on beginning somewhere in October, November, depending on my time frame. We'll always do a Zoom call, one Zoom call a week. And this week I had to move it because it's pumpkin season and the pumpkins are dictating when I get to go get them. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right. So outrageous pumpkin class. All right. You heard it here first. Well, no, you didn't. I actually told my patrons first. Yep. Full disclosure to you, I'm always going to tell the truth. And I told it to the tribe first. But I am holding a live pumpkin carving class, pumpkin sculpting class, like you see on Outrageous Pumpkins. I am doing a live in-person class in Anaheim on October 30th. That's a Sunday. October 30th, Sunday. October 30th, Sunday. Officially beginning at 10, but I think we're getting together 9:30 for meet and greet and choose your pumpkin and get ready to go. More on that, but if you're interested in signing up for the class, I showed you pumpkins on Friday. I sculpt, and then I'm a judge on Outrageous Pumpkins. So you saw what they do. It's the similar techniques you saw them do. However, it won't be that big of a pumpkin. All right. I want you to be able to do it in a timely fashion. We will feed you lunch, and where you need to go is let me find it. Did I make a banner? I think I did. Yes. You want to go to terrihardin.com/classes, terrihardin.com/classes, and look for the live class Mondays in Anaheim, California. There's only 30 spots and about half of them are gone. So please go over there and see. It is $75 to take the class, non-refundable, and I provide the pumpkin. And I provide tools for you to use, and there will be pumpkin tools there for sale should you like what you're doing. This is why the live class is the way it is. The virtual class, which goes via Zoom, is only $40, but you have to provide your own pumpkin because I can't get out to where you are. And I highly recommend you purchase the tools, which are $50 this year. They went up for the set. So you can see how if you can go to the live class, it can benefit you. Now, if you're out there and you took a virtual class, or you came to a live class and you can only do the virtual class, which is Monday, the 31st at 10 a.m. on Zoom, you'll need to sign up for that. But if you already have tools, or you have these clay sculpting tools like this, and let me just put it to where you can see it better. If you have clay sculpting tools like this, then you're in like Flynn, because these are the ones we use to carve pumpkins. So if you have them, but don't buy the cheap ones. The $50 tool set is a very high-end tool set. It's a tool set that can take the resistance of carving against a pumpkin, So you want to make sure that they're good, and my tools are the best of the best, which is why they're $50 this year. They just went up, and I'll tell you the little culprits. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but the little culprits are these guys. These are mini ribbon sculpting tools, and every year they go up. If you were to buy them at a store, on their own, they can be 17 to 20 bucks just for this tool set. So you can imagine if it's $50, you see what I'm saying? So they can be very expensive. And I am talking from the past. I don't know where you can buy them now. This particular tool set, they have some cheaper versions, but you want these because these are the ones that can break if you don't use them properly. So these are amazing. Let me just set them down here so you can see them really well. Here they are here. I'm going to put a light on them for you. Here I am down in the bottom, but you can see that they have these wire loops here. These are very fragile and delicate, but if you watched Outrageous Pumpkin, you can remember that Adam said the closer you get to the pumpkin, the material changes. Now, what Adam did say is sometimes it gets stringier and stuff like that. That's the variety of the pumpkin. And maybe in Adam's area, he has been getting those stringy ones. But a lot of times, if you've hit what I call pay dirt with a pumpkin, the closer you get to the cavity, the more like papaya. You guys ever eat papaya? The more like papaya it is to carve, and it's joy. It's just lovely. Once you get past the flat, the thick green skin, and you get into that light white, lovely flesh, the closer in you get, the more wonderful it can be. But it really depends on the pumpkin. Can I guarantee you're going to get a papaya pumpkin as opposed to a crumbly pumpkin, as opposed to another one? I do my best. And we will talk about, if you're going to be in the virtual class, I'm going to do a video now on Wednesday to talk about the different types of pumpkins that you need to get, and the one you need to look for if you're going to buy tools or you're going to sculpt it yourself or work with me virtually. Does that make sense? So terrihardin.com/classes, go take a look and see if you can do October 30th with us live. If you do, please go and pay for it and join quickly because it is filling up fast. Again, that's Sunday the 30th. It's lots of fun. It is my second class in Anaheim at this location with my dear friend and tribe member, Stephanie Fix. And it's great. It's great. It's 5 minutes from Disneyland, so you can make a day of it. How long, you may ask, does this class take? Well, we bring you in, like I said, you're going to come in a little bit early so you can pick a pumpkin. And I will have all that information when you sign up. Now, it's not going to happen immediately after you sign up because things flex. So I have to make sure that but I will tell you, okay, in case you want to I will tell you that it's going to be on Sunday, and I will tell you that we're going to start at 10 a.m. So if you want to fly in for it, and people do, then you can kind of plan your day. If you know that this location is just a stone's throw away from Disneyland. In fact, Stephanie has said she can see the fireworks from where she is. So that gives you the opportunity that if you want to go into downtown Disney, have a meal afterwards, or you want to make Saturday your Disney day and then Sunday your pumpkin day, and poof, on Monday, whatever you want to do. I know it's right close to Halloween, so many of you may decide you want to spend Halloween at the, with Disney. If not, then it's really up to you. It's really, really up to you. So one of my tribe members who lives in Denver, she flew out to do the class. She did it for a couple of hours because it takes realistically, about 2 hours. Okay. But what happens is you have so much fun that you want to stay. You want to noodle, you want to tweak, you want to play. You just really love it. And so I stay the whole day. I stay as long as you're there until God turns the lights out. Seriously, that's what I do. I stay the whole day. So it's going to be a little tiresome for me because I'm going to be doing a Saturday class, Sunday class, Monday class. Saturday private class, Sunday my live class with you guys on the 30th over in Anaheim, and Monday the virtual class before Halloween happens. So hopefully I'll be awake for Halloween. Yeah. But I'm also demoing this. Why am I shouting? Am I shouting? Good grief. Sorry. I'm also demoing. I'm also doing a demo at Irvine Park Railroad, which is a lovely place out in Irvine. and near Anaheim, Orange County area, and I'm demoing there this Sunday. So a week from yesterday. Now, if you go to my website, you're going to see that it says the 15th. It just got changed. So it's the 16th. I just haven't had a chance to change it because I'm not a web designer. But I'm going to reach out to my web designer. I probably should write that down in my book of busyness. In my book of busyness, I will write to contact web designer. I am running out of Post-it notes. Yeah. Do I have a busy day today? Hopefully I can knock a few of these off. Web designer. Okay. I'm ordering pumpkin tools because everybody got so excited last year. I absolutely sold out of the pumpkin tools. So this year I'm ready to rock and roll and I may have ordered more than I should, but I just want to make sure. I don't know how many people are going to want to take them home and carve on their own. And if you come out to Irvine Park and say hi to me on Sunday and you want to buy the tools, I have a special. You're going to get the DVD for free. Okay, that's a $20 value. You're going to get that for free if you come out and see me demo on the 16th. Okay. So that's something if you want. If you already have the video, you're going to be like, hey, but that's a special that I'm doing. I always like to do something special when I do an appearance. And that same thing will happen at the appearance that I'm going to do on the 23rd at the Disneyana Fan Club Show and Sale. So we talked about that, right? Disneyana Fan Club Show and Sale, and I'm demoing at that too. Here we are. You can actually do a pumpkin carving contest. See that right there? So you carve your pumpkin on Saturday, bring it on Sunday pretty much, or in the morning and bring it in the afternoon, right? Yay! I hope you come and see me do a demo, but you can see that things just stack. And I have to be sure that I am ready for all of them because it's hard to do a pumpkin demo if you don't have a pumpkin to do a demo for. So there you go. Crazy as crazy does. Plus, I have a personal life where I should be paying some bills. So let's not forget that. And I did not know that today is Indigenous Peoples Day, earlier known as Columbus Day. And I just couldn't understand what this was. I got to tell you, I said, oh, yes, I remember. And they changed it. But I don't know how many people aren't working and how many people are working. Luckily, I just found out my tool company is working and I'm ordering another one because I did. You can hire me. Not this year. I mean, we'll have to negotiate. But if you get 10 people together and you want to do it virtually, do something virtually, or you want to get together and you want to do something live, it really will depend on booking me like in July. So I usually talk to people about this, but the Anaheim class that I do live with Stephanie, we usually book the pumpkin sculpting class live for the next year, this year. So if it's something you'd like to do, you can't make any of them when you go to terrihardin.com/classes, then please reach out to me. There's ways to reach out to me. And when it fails, Google me, but you can write me to the web. You can write me via the website or, and you can have your own. I have to have 10 people at least. Okay. To come out live, but, it's usually not a problem. And it's usually the same situation with it's very similar to what I'm doing this live class that I'm telling you about now. $75 and I'll provide the pumpkin. If I can find a pumpkin patch near you, I can usually provide the pumpkin, but virtually you're going to have to get your own, but I will guide you. Okay. Does that make sense? If you have quick questions, let me know. All right. Okay. I think I have gone on and talked enough about that. Also, if you haven't seen Werewolf by Night on Disney Plus, please go see it. It's really, 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 really good. The tribe got together with me and said, hey, you got to see this. And I love black and white. It's a special favorite. And I especially love 1950s monster movies. So good and bad, I love them. So this one was really beautifully done. Forgive me, I'm just looking at something. There we go. Um, I'm just doing some snipping, so just let me kind of multitask here for a moment as I talk to you. But basically, yeah, that looks good. Basically, it was a great show. I really enjoyed the show. I thought it was very reminiscent of the Universal monsters, which are favorites of mine: the Mummy, Frankenstein, the Creature from the Black Lagoon, and let's not forget the one and only werewolf. And the makeup is practical, so that was a lot of fun. But I told people when I saw this that I fell in love with Ted. And if you haven't seen it yet, you'll soon, when you watch it, you'll soon know who Ted is. But I fell in love with Ted, and I just love the character. And then I got to do a shout out to my dear friend Kurt Thatcher. Kurt Thatcher and I worked together on Dinosaurs. And then we are kindred spirits in a lot of ways, because at the time I was standing in line for 3 days waiting to see Star Empire Strikes Back at the Egyptian Theater. He was in Century City doing very similar, same thing. And we didn't know each other at that time. So when someone sent me an article that talked about me standing in line for as long as I did, and I did get covered coast to coast in the papers for standing in line for Star Wars, because at that time there was no internet, et cetera, et cetera. Kurt was in Century City doing the same thing. So I sent him the article. Heads up, Kurt, look what we were already kindred spirits before we knew each other. How about that jazz? Whoop, whoop. That sort of thing. But then we worked on the television show Dinosaurs, Not the Mama, Not the Mama, Not the Mama, where I played Baby's Arms. And Kurt did illustrations on our scripts. If you're a Dinosaurs fan and you're interested in those scripts, let me know, because I'm thinking of selling them and I'm not sure for how much. In fact, maybe I should talk to my friend Marianne. Maybe she will take them on. I don't know if her gallery is that type of gallery. What am I talking about? I will be debuting some of my art at the Lewis Galleries in Simi Valley on December 10th, just in time shopping for Christmas. If you need that unique and special gift, I am releasing a brand new pin. Lewis Galleries and myself are releasing a brand new pin, P-I-N, like this hitchhiking ghost pin, but it's not the hitchhiking ghost pin, okay? By the way, the hitchhiking ghost pin will be available at my demo at the Irvine Park Railroad Sunday the 16th. But just like this guy right here, it's not this guy, okay? You can barely see it, but just like this guy, and you can see how big he is, just like this guy, which you can get by going to terrihardin.com and click on online store. You can buy it now because it's an open edition, and I've signed the back, if you could even see that. I've signed the back. Let me just do that down here so you can see it better. This is why I have multi-cameras. So let's not be silly. So here is the pin right here. It glows in the dark. And then I signed the back. Okay, so see it's raised. Can you see that it's raised there? Yeah, raised there. And then I sign underneath it with a waterproof pen. But that's not the pen. That's not the pin that I'm offering. I'm doing one exclusive to Lewis Galleries, and I will tell you what that is after I'm sure she's got everything in place. Okay, my dear friend Marianne, I want her to be able to make her announcements to her clientele first, and then I will give you a shout out, because I hope you come out and see me at this gallery. But exclusively, I'm doing a pin. So something, not everything is $1,000 there. Sometimes when a person thinks of a gallery, they go, oh my gosh, I could go to the gallery, but the artwork that I could be purchasing could be prohibitive. And so I want to make sure that there's going to be some prints for sale, and there's going to be the pin for sale, and I will be doing a sculpting demo, hopefully. I will either be demoing more of the Rolly Crump chess set, or I will be doing something new, because Mary says that if I do something new, it might sell. Somebody may say, hey, I want that. So I had to agree with her. I'll do something. Don't know what it's even going to be yet, but come and see. Okay. and we'll talk about it. All right. So that's the Lewis Galleries. That's going to be happening on December 10th in the evening. I think she told me like 5 to 8, something like that, but more on that later. I've talked to you about the pumpkin sculpting classes, which was the most important. And did you see Outrageous Pumpkins? Did you like it? And also, I'm going to try to keep the Monday ones a little shorter because I do talk a lot. You know this, ever since the pandemic. People were writing to me and saying they were really getting into a deep depression, and hanging on, listening to me to speak to you while Disneyland was closed was a big help to them. So there were times I spoke for 5 hours back during the pandemic, and now I'm going to rein it in because you guys are getting out there and doing things, and so am I, and it's October. So on Mondays, I'm going to try to keep the video to between 30 and 40 minutes. Let's see if I can do it. And then the Ask Me Anythings will be an hour, hour and a half instead of the 3-hour one we did last Friday. But I can't resist when I want to answer your questions. Then if your questions come in later than that, just post them in the comments. I will make sure they get written down and I will answer them the following time. Okay, is that cool? Hope that's cool because I've got to do it. People who advise me on YouTube say it's better if a person can grab a snippet of it. I'm also working to do audio versions so you can listen to these in your car in the MP3 version. But since my technology is always a bit of a challenge for me and I'm being kind to myself, that's going to take me some time. Okay. All right, guys. So let's go see what you have to say. And thank you for allowing me to get you updated on this Monday. Woohoo! So, yes, I'll be broadcasting Friday, but not a week from today because I'll be taking my dad to the VA. But what I'll try and do for you is put up a video that's not live. You know what I mean? Because StreamYard, which is the company that I do that broadcast this through, they have it where I can put up a video that I shoot just for you that can be up. So maybe what I'll do is show you the how to sculpt a pumpkin. Maybe I'll do something like that for you on that day. Okay. Does that sound fun? Okay. Maybe something like that. Something Halloween-y anyway. And then on Friday, you can feel free to ask me questions. Okay. All right. Jacob, hi, Terry. I'm here to see if you finally opened your package. Jacob, I did not. Is this you that has nothing on it from you? Is this it? I hope this is it, Jacob, because this is the one I'm going to unbox right now. And Jacob, I looked and looked for your name because I had gotten another gift. So I hope this is the one that you sent to me. Does this look familiar right here? I have not opened it yet. So you want me to open it now? I don't even need to look. Let's do it now. Let's make a drum roll. Yay! Okay, let's see what it is. Okay, and I'm doing it backwards to protect your address, Jacob, which is not even on here. All weekend, I put this in my shop right away so that I remembered to unveil it for you today. And you saw that I announced that in my little description. I was going, yeah. So let's show you guys first. You want to see it first before I see it? Okay, here's what Jacob Gardner did for me. Oh, Jacob. Now I get to look at it. Oh, look at that. That's fabulous. Look what you did. Oh, that's awesome. I'm going to lay. Oh, that's awesome. It's on fabric, guys. It's on canvas. There we go. And let me put it here. Then I can be down here. Hi. And I'm going to shed some light on the subject. Jacob, this is darling. Oh, I got to be careful because too much light doesn't allow you to see it. But so I don't know how you did this. This is wonderful. It's canvas, and he has printed on some pictures that he found of the country bears. So here I am with my big owl head right there. Isn't that cool? Let me zoom in on it. Let me move it. See it? And this is Don Henley of the Eagles, and this is actually Barry. I have a picture of. I should let you see it, Jacob. Remind me on Friday, and I'll show you my picture with Don Henley. It's Don Henley and Bonnie Raitt, and both of them are with me. But I think it's just me and Julie as human beings, but as the puppeteers for the faces of Tennessee and Trixie. But isn't that a cute picture? That is a darling picture. Then here is the cast picture. And I am, if I support this with my hand, I'm right here. But here are all the people. My friend Alan Troutman is in the front here. Oh gosh, everybody is. And then here's Julie from the Muppets. She's one of the people that just a great people. Here's John Kennedy. You've heard of John Kennedy. This is great. I'm going to continue to look through this. The bears are in the background here, little hard to see, but this is also the amazing John Criswell, one of the best mechanics in the business, if not the absolute best. And all the bears are in the back of this. This is a great picture, by the way. Thank you, Jacob. And then here's my bear with my lust object, Christopher Walken. He was back then, and I told him so, that I just got all squiggly when I watched him on camera. He laughed. He thought that was funny. And then here I am at my control unit, being able to operate the bear. So the way this works is my headset, which you see there, allows me to speak to the person inside the audio animatronic bear suit. And then this is my monitor that allows me to see the camera. So if Big Al were acting opposite Christopher Walken, I could see it on this monitor. Thank you, sweetheart. This is lovely. And it says 20th anniversary over here. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this. This is lovely, Jacob. Now, what's really going to be embarrassing if this wasn't your gift? Oh, no. Terry becomes a scream. Oh. But hopefully that was from you. Anyway, look at it. It's really cute. Thank you. That is lovely. That is lovely. And I have foam to do something with later. Don't trust me. That's a cool thing when you're an artist. You're always looking at what things come in as well. So thank you, Jacob. I really appreciate it. I wasn't going to do anything until I heard from you. So I'm glad you tuned in. Kindred spirits we are. And I'm putting it back in the envelope for now to keep it safe. And there it is. Yay. Thank you. So sweet. Thank you. Mwah. Very kind of you. Bob, good morning, all. Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. Busy? Yeah, I had a great weekend, but it was busy. It's October. I'm not telling you guys anything new. It's busy. It's October. La, 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 la. Right now, I'm just prepping for all of the classes and things that are going to be happening, starting with the demo on the 16th at the Irvine Park Railroad. So I hope you guys will go. Yep. It's very cool. It's going to be a cool thing. It's from 10 to 3, if I didn't mention that before, which I know I didn't. It's from 10 to 3. And 16th, not the 15th, because it just got shifted. So one of the things I got to do is to talk to my artists, because I just realized that I have 2 artists, and I'm assuming they all can come. No, the 2 already RSVP'd and said they could, but I better reach out and make sure that I have demo artists. It's going to be just me. Hi, y'all. Doing everything. Nah, it won't be that bad, but wowie, right? Right. Hey, Bob, good to see you. And thank you for that good wish. I always need it on Monday. Indigenous Peoples Day, isn't it? Yeah. So I wondered, because I was paying bills on Friday, and usually the banks will pay them electronically on Monday. And I was like, Tuesday? What? And then my husband came home and said, it's Indigenous Peoples Day. And I was like, do you get it? You get that day off? He's like, no, but the government and the banks do. So I tell you, if you like days off, be a bank teller. They get it. Puppets. Yes, I really want to do that too. I want to try everything. I think that's what pumpkin sculpting does to you. Starts the fire under your toes. I couldn't have said it better myself, Michelle. Michelle was hesitant. She is now what we call an amazing alumni. She took the pumpkin sculpting class last year. That was my first live class in quite some time. After the pandemic, unprivate. It was my first public, and it's invitation only. And let me just say, guys, you need to get on the terriharden.com/classes, right? You need to get on that as quickly as possible, read about it, and sign up. It is non-refundable. So also keep that in mind because we are providing lunch and we are providing pumpkins and I am providing tools. Yes, indeed. So be sure. Yeah, be sure that you sign up quickly because it's half gone. Okay. I think close to 15 have already signed up. So we want to make sure that you get in. We're capping it at 30. And please do it. And then don't get on the waiting list. Get in and get it done. You won't regret it, right, Michelle? And like Michelle said, the pumpkin for her, she had dabbled a little and stuff. But what I learned from a lot of Disney people, Disney fans, way back in the 90s, is that this allows people who don't believe that they have any artistic talent to crack through that. And I believe Michelle thought she had artistic talent, but when it came to pumpkin, she was like, can I do it? Can I do it? I don't think so. And then she did a great one. She did a beautiful piece. And if what I'll do is I'll post some of my students' work. And so you can see it and then let you see the class. So you'll be able to scroll through some of the people's work. I'll put that on Instagram and I'll put that on the Facebook page and YouTube. Maybe that'll be my special film that I show you for next Monday when I can't broadcast. Okay. Let me just write that idea down because if you think I'm going to remember it, laugh out loud because I will not. Just let me write it down. So those of you who only can check it out, I mean, some of you go to my Instagram and everything, but if you can't, then I'll do a little YouTube video for you. And that gets me in the practice. If you've looked at my channel, please subscribe if you're in the mood. But the main thing is most of the things that you see are my lives. And now I've got to start doing videos where you guys can kind of check stuff out. Most of that stuff happens on Patreon, but even Patreon's a little lean right now. So that's going to be probably a resolution I'm going to make in December is I'm going to work to get that done. So that's a goal for me is to give you more content on this channel that's not always me live. Yeah. So there you go. And yes, Michelle, I'm so excited that you're happy about puppets. So many people want to learn puppets. I mean, I'm a Muppeteer with Jim Henson, so I really should be teaching puppets. Don't you think? Yes, you're right. Good morning, Terry. And the handful of us watching. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. You guys comment like crazy, which is what I love. I watched Outrageous Pumpkins, said Joe last night. Pretty interesting. Great designs. Yes, very clever, aren't they? And I've been talking to people about a pumpkin and how important it is to be flexible in your design because you could get a pumpkin is a living plant, right? An organism that is not like clay. And so you cannot guarantee when you cut into it what you're going to find. I will do my best to help you guess if you do a virtual, but forgive me, just checking for my dad, just checking to make sure it's not a dad thing. Remember I told you that was something I had to do. I still have to do it. But it turns out, no, it's not that. Okay, cool. Good. Yes. That's why the ding. So forgive me. I hate when people look at their phones while talking, but I'm taking care of my elderly parents. I'm their advocate with their doctors. And so I have to make sure if the ding happens, because they tend to, you ever tell your parents you're on a phone call or you're broadcasting live or whatever, and they always reach out to you during that broadcast. So I've just left the phone on. Stop trying to say, could you wait till after a certain time of the day on Mondays and Fridays? It just, it doesn't happen. So yeah, so there you go. There's that. And I'm so glad you liked Outrageous Pumpkins. It's fun, isn't it? Yeah, I watch it because there's a lot of stuff I don't get to see until the show runs. Yeah, so I get to, so just a quick explanation of it. when I walk up to the table and talk it. And you notice that they don't put the judge, the co-judge, in this case, Paul Deaver. And if you watched it in the past, it's been other judges, but Paul and I don't go together to give our critique or to help them spur them along. They give me half of the contestants and they give him half of the contestants, and then we switch. So that's what they do, which I love very much, but I only get to get little tastes of it. I don't get to see the behind the scenes because they're mic'd. So they, for the show, because it would be like, if, so I'm off camera and I can watch a little bit, but I try to watch a little bit of the progress, but I don't like to be too present out there. Well, with the pandemic, they discourage it anyway, but I don't usually stand out there and watch anyway, because it's best if I don't. And my problem is that, I think I told you this before, I get to know the contestants afterwards, but not before. Like, you've seen Tater make appearance on here, and Tater, all know who Tater was. And if you saw yesterday's show, you can see that he's a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, they're all forces to be reckoned with, but he's something, isn't he? And just a dynamic, outgoing person, and to put him to pair him together in the big challenge yesterday with people, you know what I mean. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is it's a lot of fun, and they have great ideas, and they're really something. And yeah, the first challenge, which was to do a zombie self-portrait of yourself, wasn't that fun? So guys, if you get a chance to see it and you haven't seen it, follow Joe and watch it. Not just because I do the show, but I love the show. And one of the things that I can tell you about the show is the hours are the hours. So if they get 2 hours, they get 3 hours, they get 6 hours, that's what they get. It's no fudging. Okay. So that's what's really cool about the show, is it's about their art, and they gotta do it. Not that other shows aren't. I'm not going to say that, but what I am going to say is this one is by far true to form, and it's really fun to be a part of it, and it's really great to be a part of it. And these carvers, as you've noticed, are incredible, and you can learn something. I think you've noticed, as you watch them work, you can see that they have tools like this. Did you see this tool yesterday? Yeah, it's a very popular one. We love it. It works really well. And so it's in my tool set. It comes with my tool set. But yeah, this is good. And then I saw Adam using a big one, and to kind of thin your pumpkin for jack-o'-lantern. And I don't know where he got his. He might have made it, but I've been on the hunt for that, because I think that tool is super cool. So I learned something too from these carvers, because they're expert. Every single one of them is expert carvers. Every single one of them does something magical, So guys, watch it. You'll learn if you want to carve. Their tips and tricks and techniques are just wonderful. I never used power tools. I still don't really, but you can see how many people do use power tools on the show, and they'd use them very effectively. So it's making me say, well, maybe I will sometime, especially if I'm doing a big design like they do big designs. Those power tools seem to help them a great deal. It's kind of cute to see them all covered in pumpkin dust, So it's a great show. I hope you'll see it. Can't hear you, Terry. Please shout louder. No louder. Still no louder. Oh, you're very cute, Joe. Funny. Always the comedian. Take that on the stage, buddy. Why don't you take that on the stage? Oh, you already do? Sadly, I'll miss the demo this weekend. I'll be away, annual club event. Hope you have a great turnout. I will, Bob. But you're coming to class. So that's even better still. So yay. To have you and your wife is going to be great. It's going to be fun. I have to drop off for another work meeting. I'll come back and watch the rerun later today. Have a great day. You too, Bob. Happy Monday. Evan, your demo is on Barn Day. Decisions. I've never seen you carve before. I think I'll come and see you. Yeah, Barn Day, or we're 10 to 3. So if you want, you can come. You could go to the barn, which I think is 11 to 3. You could go to the barn, and then you could go to the pumpkin demo if you wanted to. because if you go near the end of the day, we're near finished. So you can see what they're going to be. Up to you. Nate Singleton, I have got to say hello to you. I'm so sorry I didn't get to see you when you came out. And also, I've got to talk to you because I know you've been waiting to hear about the wax, and I've just been nuts. So, my humblest apologies. I throw myself on the mercy of the Nate court. Just been some crazy times, but I love you and I appreciate your patience. I watched the Hammer horror film The Gorgon recently. Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee, very atmospheric and spooky. You know, I learned with the Hammer films that the reason they kind of use that orangey blood is so you don't get overly freaked out when you watch some of the stuff that Hammer films did. And so, but I never thought that as a kid. I just thought they were a little gross for me. But you're right. That's a good one. That's really a good one. You're right, Joe. You're right. Nate says, awesome. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Would you love to come and check out the gallery? Thinking we won't make it out again this year. Ah, rats. See, I made the lip. But next year, right? That's good because the last thing I want to do is one of the things that Nate has done is ordered a one-of-a-kind sculpture for me. And I want to make sure it's choice. So when my parents, when my dad ended up in the hospital earlier this year, my life kind of did a 180, kind of like the ship in Pirates of the Caribbean when it has to right itself. That's what I've been doing ever since I'd say, July? And so a lot of my sculpting has been neglected. So I want to get back to it. And I think this is the week that I get to do it. Fingers crossed, guys. I just want to get back to getting on that chess set. And I want to get back to Nate's piece. And you guys are just so sweet, those of you who have ordered. And your patience is much appreciated. Excited to hear how Jessica's coming along. Need to reach out to Lynette. Yes, you should, just to say howdy. And I am coming to next October. It's already booked. We're coming back out to that neck of the woods for a new book we're working on. So stay tuned for that as well. Have I got enough on my plate? Probably not. Are you bringing tool sets for sale? Yes, Diane, I am. And that was why the urgency I was having last week trying to get stuff done because my distributor shifted. And now I am directly with the tool company and you have to qualify for that. And I did. Whoop, whoop. I think it also helps that I ordered a carload of tools for you guys. So I wanted to make sure that I had enough. So yes, I will be selling that. And at that event, Diane, if you buy, it will be the same at the Disneyana event. I'll say it again. When you buy a tool set, I will give you the DVD, a $20 value for free. So come to that demo and get your tool set, or come to the Disneyana demonstration on the 23rd and get your tool set. All right. And there you go. Yeah. Yes. Something special for you. If you already have the DVD, you can give it to a friend. And I'm happy to autograph it, by the way. Yes, indeedy. But yes, I am. Thank you for asking. Schedule Monday for 2 hours, Friday for 3 hours. Yes, I know. You guys really want that long. And then there's others who are just like, oh my gosh. One of them is my husband. My goodness, can you talk? And I love you because you can. Hope Dad is doing well. Thank you, Nate, for that. He is. In fact, next week, I can't broadcast in the morning. And this is because it's VA week. I'm going Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and possibly Friday. So it's just, you know, and like I mentioned, if you're someone who is a veteran and the VA is where you get your health care, you want to grab those appointments when they're offered. You don't want to dilly-dally. So the minute they say we can take him this day, I clear everything away and do that. Yeah, because it's the way it's got to be. I want my dad in excellent health as quickly as possible. And he's doing great. In fact, the last labs he took, which was about a month ago, and then we just did labs again last week, but a month ago, all of his lab work was really good. So still has congestive heart failure, but it's being managed. And his blood pressure is down. Perfect. He didn't have to have the blood pressure medicine. A lot of the medicines he had before, they said, we're going to keep you off them. You seem to be doing well. So thank you for all your prayers and well wishes. They work. And I really appreciate it. And he's doing fantastic. But we've got to keep it going. I want to make sure that he's got everything that he needs as a veteran and as a human being to get to health again. The goal is he would like to drive again. I'm a little nervous about that, but I'm happy to take him. And then if he wants to drive, as long as his eyes are good and as long as his hearing's good, both are good. So, for his safety, because I don't know if you've noticed, and I found this with men, so I'm not going to get gender specific, but in this case I am. I found that men feel it a little bit, do I want to say discerning? What's the other word? Disarming if they can't drive. And I really want a chauffeur. And maybe women feel like this too. I can only use myself as an example. I really would love someone to drive all the time because I'd like to look at the scenery. If I could have someone chauffeur me around, if I could hire a chauffeur. People say, what would be success to you? For me, it would be a chauffeur and a chef. Yeah, someone to cook and plan the meals so I can just create art, and someone to drive me around so that I can look at stuff. But my husband doesn't feel that way. He's kind of talking about how things are changing as he gets older, and he really rues the day he may have to be driven, and not thrilled about it. He likes being in control of the vehicle. And my father's the exact same way. And his father, my husband's father, was the same way also. So I just see it seems to be more important in men than women. If you're going to comment on that, wait till Ask Me Anything Friday and remind me, because we're going to wrap this up. I'm going to do it. I am. But thank you. I knew you missed because you had dog visits. Yeah, it's happening through the time. DisCon was fun because of the hurricane. So I'm juggling that while taking my dad to the VA, while talking to the doctor, while making sure he has a med, toilet paper roll. Enter toilet paper roll list here. And now it's pumpkin sculpting month for me, and same situation. It's just what you do. Okay. A little bit like Mahjong. You shuffle out those little beautiful, fun feeling cubes and you match them where you can. Yeah. I tell you, it is a challenge for me and I love it. I love being able to do this for my family and for my dad. And it gets me a chance, like I was mentioning on the Patreon channel today. I visit with my dad that I missed my turn on the way back from the VA hospital. He goes, wow, you really went out of the way, but we were having such a good conversation. I actually got to go by some places that I saw as a kid and hadn't seen in a while. So it was worth it. Yeah, it was all good. Yeah, it's all good, man. A great audio tool for creating podcasts and MP3 is Audacity. It's free and very powerful, easy to learn. Now, I've always heard that a podcast is a podcast. Can you just, Joe, post the audio versions of what I'm doing here and not really do much else? Maybe explain it at the beginning and then let it roll? Or do you have to be an official podcaster? Because I've talked to a lot of podcasters and they warn me that it's a lot of work, and they're not kidding, right? They're very, very, it takes abilities and time. It takes a lot of time. So, but I'd love that. I'm going to write this down. AUD. I'm writing it down right now. ACITY. And I'll look it up because I want to do that. Many of you have asked if you could have them in the MP3 version that you could just download from the library, a library of them. And I'm thinking, Joe, that that's possible, right? Like with podcasts. I don't know if I would call it, if it's considered a podcast, though. Like, you guys who do podcasts, you really rock it. I mean, it's impressive. Mine would just be the audio versions. I wouldn't be on there very live. And I don't know if that's truly a podcast. Is it? TERRI and technology. No. Well, that's so cool. Good job, Jacob. Yay. Jacob says, yes, please open it. And I did, didn't I? Yes. Bright Suns, wish I could join you for the pumpkin sculpting class. I wish you could too, Michael. But there's a virtual one if that one fits in your tool case, then check that one out too. TerriHarden.com/classes, which I will say at the end of this. I'll post that again. I made it in. You made it? Oh, it's wonderful. Found a custom poster maker on Amazon to print it out. That is just lovely. That was just, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. 1,000 times love it. So thank you. That was just a really sweet thing. You'll be getting well, I was gonna write you, Jacob, a thank you note, but I don't have your address to write you a solid thank you note. So why don't you email me your address and I will be happy to send you a solid, real, dyed in the wool, hold it in your hand thank you note, because you deserve it. Thank you very much for thinking of that. You did not have to do that, but I absolutely do love it. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to put it somewhere in here where I have no idea yet. Okay. The gift of the 20th anniversary pictures of the Country Bears movie is wonderful. Very nice of Jacob. Yeah. Isn't that sweet? Very, we got talent in the house. It really got talent in the house. I hope Jacob joins the tribe soon, because I know he would be a wonderful addition. I know you would be, my friend. I'm so glad that you enjoyed it. I love it. I do. It's right here. See, it's still here, protected in this beautiful envelope, but I still have it. So I love it. Thank you for doing that. Very kind. Very sweet. I need to work on getting my hitchhiking ghosts fixed. I can get them photographed and displayed. Yeah, Nate, put them in your luggage if you come here. I should have told you that when you were with your nieces, because we'll fix them. Okay, you can ship them if you want, but why don't you wait and we're gonna meet, and then I'll get my guy to fix them, and then that's or you can ship them and then you can pick them up like Connie did. You saw how Connie Lane's beautiful pieces were, right? Their piece that she thought was gone forever. We repair this stuff and we do it great. Yeah. It's my company is very good at that. Yeah. My little company of 4 people. A company can be a company of 1. Don't think it can't be. And we talk about that on the Zoom call on Terry's Tribe as well. If you want to start a company of 1 and it's you doing your art, basically, where can you go? What can you do? And the pros and cons of it. Yep. I want to do a puppet class with you. Is it invitation only? Nate, you're in the tribe. It will happen in the tribe first. It'll happen with Terry's Tribe first. Now that I know you want to do it, trust me, you're all going to hear about it. Okay. So, but we're going to probably do that November-ish, or maybe it'll be a Christmas present to y'all. We'll get together and we'll do it as a Christmas present to you all in the tribe. Okay. Yeah. And then I'm going to ask you if I can record it. Yeah, absolutely. Kev and I were telling people of our new campground, about you, Outrageous Pumpkins, and your pumpkin classes. We still want to come down some year. Kev still says he can't carve one. He can. We're going to surprise Kev, and maybe depending on my time, I'm going to be out in October. I'm going to be out near you and Kevin, because I'm going with Lynette. We're going to be promoting our new book. So heads up, maybe we can do a carving class there. In fact, last Friday, there were several people that were on here that are part of Lynette's family, and they think they want to do it. So you could come to her place and we could do it at her house. She has a great place, I think you went. Anyway, her place has a great place to do a pumpkin sculpting class. So maybe we'll do one out there. All we need is about 10 people. Of course, it's her and she's my friend, so I'll do it, But in any case, we'll talk about that, okay? You guys have really wonderful pumpkins out in your neck of the woods because you get water. And water is what a pumpkin is, a water glutton. So growing them in California probably was a little challenging this year because you really need to dedicate water to the pumpkins in order to make them grow big. This is one of the reasons that when I do the show, like this season and the season before is all done in Virginia because they get water. So yeah, always done over there. So you guys got prime pumpkins over there. If you're carving from over there, you can get some really nice ones. And hopefully you got great weather to preserve them as well. So never fear, Kev. We may have your back next year. Well, I had the idea of visualizing in my mind the whole year. Once I realized this year should mark the 20th anniversary of the Country Bears movie, it just popped, didn't it? See, Jacob, you're definitely, definitely tribe material. You really are. Hi, Terry. How's it going? Hello, Crumpet Puppet Troop. How are you? Are you doing Halloween puppet stuff? Are ya? Are ya? It's still. I've still got to record Outrageous Pumpkins on my DVR. I've caught a few episodes, and it's a great show. Thank you. I'm very proud of it. Glad to be a part of it. And I never know if I get to do it again. Seriously, that's the way it is. And if I do, then usually I can't talk about it till later. So it's gonna be, should it happen this year, it's gonna be interesting. It always is, should it happen, because I have to say should it happen because I don't know, right? I have no idea. And uh the fact that you guys are loving it, fingers crossed. That's all I can say, right? Right. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. And since I know that nothing was going, Jacob says, since I knew nothing was going to be made to celebrate the glorious milestone, I decided to just take it upon myself to make something on my own. I really should autograph it and send it back to you. Then you could frame it and you have a one of a kind, don't you? Maybe make another one and send it to me. I sign it and give it back to you as a thank you for that. Then you have your 20th anniversary. You can frame it and it's signed by me. Yeah, think about it, because I'm happy to do that for you. It's a great gift. Also, just wanted to say very, very, very wonderful thank you to all. A wonderful, very creative, talented crew. Walt Disney Motion Picture, Archangel Masterpiece, The Country Bears. I'm so glad you like it. It was going to be better because they got cold feet and made it more about the people than the bears. Originally, it was going to be all about the bears, which is where it should have stayed. And if I get the chance, I'll show you some of the things I actually did. I did record Blood on the Saddle. I wish I had the footage. As Big Al. Big Al did Blood on the Saddle, and they cut it from the film because they wanted it to be 85 minutes long. Too bad, because if you've seen it at Disneyland, what's the thing you love? One of the things you like the best is Blood on the Saddle. So I practiced that like a son of a gun, and then he yodeled, and I practiced yodeling. Yeah. It's really interesting to be yodeling like this, but it's also very interesting to be yodeling with your hand and with your teammate as Big Al, as a team. It's just magical. So I wish they would put some behind the scenes footage out there for you guys who love the Country Bears. I don't necessarily have one, but I will tell you, if you do the Ask Me Anything this week, I can talk about some of the things that I did if you haven't heard it before, just for you, Jacob. Thank you for 20 wonderful years. Thank you for creating wonderful and sweet peace for my childhood. God bless you all, and very happy. I'm very, very happy. Thank you for that lovely, lovely gift, Jacob. I agree, chauffeur and chef, but I would take chef first. Yes, Diane, planning meals is hard, isn't it? A challenge every time you got to plan. And then if the schedule's changed, yeah. Last week, my husband worked from 11 to 7, and we do our large meal in the afternoon. And I was at a loss of what to do because a heavy meal at the end of the day, we haven't done this in years. So, oh my goodness, this time he's back to his normal shift. And I'm so happy that I can make our main meal the middle of the day. But I would love a chef, because chefs do that. They're like cats. They land on their feet when those kind of changes happen, don't they? They're amazing people. I have a great respect for chefs, and I want one. Yeah, I would love to have one. 20th anniversary of the Country Bears movie. Yes, I knew that's what you meant. Success for me would be a chauffeur or two, various chefs, a housekeeping staff, and a personal bathers like Eddie Murphy had in Coming to America. And there you have Joe's wish. I say go for it, Joe. That is a great wish. And again, truly, do I mean from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. I love you, honey. Jacob, thank you so much for everything that you did for me here. I know it wasn't something that you just made art, like Samantha, you didn't wiggle your nose. It took planning, it took layout, and it took a lot. And it touches my heart, which is why if you are able to do another and you want to send it to me, I'll sign it and send it back to you. Of course I will. Oh, yes, Kev can. See, Michelle's right there. I made a believer. Yes, a podcast, whatever you want it to be, even just one person talking, is a common podcast style. Thank you, Joe. Maybe you should do a podcast. Do you? I should follow you if you do. In the new 2022 season of Outrageous Pumpkins on the Hulu channel. Oh, yes, someone told me Outrageous Pumpkins was on the Hulu channel. Have you guys checked that out? Because if you're with Disney Plus, some of you got the package with Hulu. I didn't. I joined so early that I don't know if I think it costs a little more money to get the Hulu. But if you want to see it, Hulu is another platform that you can see it on. So thank you for that, Jacob. Jacob, you are right. Yeah, let me get a drink of water. My mouth stuck together. Oh, that's so good. And I'm over my 1 hour mark, but I am going to take a couple more. I am going to go through a couple more and then I will step down because why cut it off so quickly, right? Okay, so there we go. But that's awesome. Yeah, I prefer not to ship if I can bring them sometime. I need to see and get some Terry love anyway. Absolutely. And that is part of doing a one of a kind is we can see face to face as often as you want, actually, Nate. Yeah, maybe you could do a call-in show like Talk Radio, Larry King, some silent text can't be heard. Yeah, that might be good. Can we do that on YouTube? Can you do a call-in show on YouTube? That could be fun. Here's an idea framed and hanging up in your office wall. Yeah, so you could see it in my office. Yeah, I've got to think about what I want to do with it because I really like it. I really like it. The nice thing is you did it out of a fabric, so it could be a nice huggable pillow or something like that as well. So I'm kind of excited as to what that will be. Forgive me. Okay. Now this is people saying to me, did you check your meds? You may need more. Ooh, I definitely have to see you, class or not. Indeed. I told Kevin that you said everyone can carve one. Yes, they can. They can. You know, Sunny Anderson, the amazing and wonderful host that we have this year on the 2022 Outrageous Pumpkins. She has an amazing um, um, boyfriend, husband. I think he's her boyfriend, significant other. He's lovely. I haven't got to meet him. I would love to meet him. But she said that he was very fascinated by the pumpkins and wanted to try it, but wasn't sure he could do it. And I told her, hit me up. I'd love to help him because, as Michelle Donnell says, that's what I do. That's why a live class is very important because I'm there holding your hand every step of the way. Yeah. Jacob says, whenever you want to do whatever you want to do, I'm just kidding. No, you're not. But I will put it where you can see it, or at least I'll show you what I did with it. Of course I will. You were nice enough to send it to me, Jacob. I'm going to do that. Of course I will. Nate Singleton, by the way, Nate, how is your mom? Is she back to 100%? We do get water and we get lots of pumpkins for a longer time too. We are supposed to have a cold winter this year. So they are still good for a long time. Yeah, this is a great thing about where you live. When Lynette had her corn maze, her haunted corn maze, it was great going out there and doing pumpkins with people because you had great varieties. And because of the water content, they were awesome. And then she also had a lovely farmer out there that maybe if we can plan ahead for this event out there where you guys are, we can get maybe some of his pumpkins because he donated these giant pumpkins for me to carve. He gave me one time a 650 pounder. So not as big as you see on the finales of Outrageous Pumpkins, but it was big. So, and I did a great image. So yeah. I just flipped the channel to Food Network. Outrageous Pumpkin Caesars one is literally on right now. Yeah, I said Fridays. Yeah, it keeps going. It's great. If I can just do that for my mom now, I got to find out because trying to get it for my mom last night, and I don't know what system they're on because it was just, it was crazy. Yeah, trying to get it for her. I hope she saw it last night. I had to leave because visiting hours were over before I could. Working on photographs, I listened to the vibes. Yay. Thank you, David. Bob Burdine, she is not 100%, still deals with a lot of pain, but with her injuries, that is expected. She is much better. Thank you so much for asking about her. His mom is a gem. She is an absolute love. And Nate, I will keep her in my thoughts and wishes because we both know what it is to take care of our mom and dad, don't we? Yeah. And it's an absolute honor and a privilege, isn't it? It is. We get lots of water, rained part of the weekend while we were camping. Lots of snow this year. Yeah, make me jealous. I love Jacob's gift. So awesome. Sorry, I was on the phone with Kev for part of this, so I couldn't comment. It's okay. You can comment now. I'm meal planning. I'll share my magic later. Yeah, you are an amazing chef too, Evan. Thank you, Diane. He says, good. Nate says, Evan Hunter, we need a meal planner. That is where Kev and I struggle. So we end up eating out every night. Not a good idea. And though I spend most of my life cooking and working in kitchens, I despise meal planning because we both like very few of the same foods. That can be the real challenge, right? And in the case of my husband, he's on a special diet because he has a heart condition. So we eat that diet together because it can't hurt me. It can only benefit me too. And when you have someone you love, you do that so that they're not struggling eating stuff that they may not find palatable, although I make it as palatable as possible. Last night we had salmon because I love fish. So I made salmon and put corn with it. Corn is not necessarily something you should have if you're diabetic because it does turn to sugar, but he hadn't had it in months and he loves corn. So yesterday is our cheat day, our family day. So he got a little bit of corn and he was so happy to have it. So yeah, I can do little simple. Again, if it's end of the day, my meal is going to be very different from middle of the day because we're not good with a heavy meal at the end of the day. So I'm really glad that he's back on his schedule this week. Water drop. What the heck was that? I guess I should make sure the moisture's all out of my mouth before I try to talk. Okay, so today's probably going to go an hour, 30 minutes, but that's okay. That's better than the 2 hours or so I did last time. I don't do a podcast, but I've thought about it maybe at some point. Right now, I've been planning my YouTube channel, which will be dedicated to me watching classic movies I haven't seen before the very first time and reacted to them. Just need a new laptop, video camera, microphone, desk, and a good chair. Yes, Joe, and be sure of intellectual property, which I don't have to tell you, but many people have asked me to watch a movie and react, and I've watched other people do it, but I don't understand the logistics of intellectual property. So when you do it, I will learn something from you as to what hoops you have to jump through to be able to talk about the movies you react to and and stuff like that. I notice some people show like clips, but again, that's intellectual property, so I don't understand the dynamics of that and don't really feel like taking the time to learn them. But I'm curious. I will follow you. Absolutely. I'll subscribe to your channel. I'm very rarely make the same thing twice, says Evan. Yes, that is awesome. We need you here. Wow, that would be amazing. Yeah, see, he's already trying to get Evan to move. You're coveting the Evan chef. Come on now. He makes me my Ted Lasso biscuits. You're trying to steal them from me, Nate. I keep your parents in my prayers daily, and I keep yours in mine as well. We got to do that, don't we? Not making you jealous, making you want to come spend the wintertime here. Yes, my friend Lynette Eklund, my best friend, says the same thing, which is why she's booked me for October. Last week, September, first week, October, she's already got it. Yeah, she's already got it. And I told her, thank you, because we got to get this book done. And I'm part of the reason it's slower than usual. So bless her heart. She's been really understanding. And I promised her I'm going to get what she needs. The illustration part of it, we do like rough stick figures of what she envisions, but then I have to go from to. So I'm character developing while she talks to me about it. All of this takes time to develop the characters she's envisioning. and to create the scenes that she likes. Sometimes it takes a little back and forth. Sometimes I have to come up with the idea. A lot of times I do. And so if I'm distracted or my mind is everywhere, like with the situation with my father, which oversaw most of my summer, it's hard to make art happen, to make your mind relax enough so that you have good art. So she's been really understanding. And then also she takes care of her mom as well. And so we both understand that the elderly parents come first. And so, boom, you know, I think I've handled it well. Yeah. And I love, like I said, it is not, I'm sure you'll agree, Nate, it's not a burden whatsoever. It's just fun to have that time with your parents. And those of you whose parents have gone and collected their wings, you know 100% how valuable it is to still have your parents, because I know many of you have written and said how much you wish they were still here on earth to spend time with you. And now they're up in heaven and you miss them. You really do, and it aches, and I'm going to miss mine too. So, but I've really been able to talk frankly with my father about when he goes and collects his wings, because I really wanted to know what his wishes were. And for the longest time, both on my mother and my father, they wouldn't discuss it. And then, you know, when they're gone, you're like spinning wheels saying, I don't know what he wanted. But I will say that we lost my brother at a very early age. I think he died at like 55 or something like that. And my father saw what a scramble it was to take care, because he never really shared his wishes with us either. He was built, he was a runner, he was an athlete, he had 4% body fat. No way we should have lost him, but we did. And it was a shock, and still is a tender spot for my dad. Of course it is. And but to get everything taken care of, because we had no things in place, was hard. It's really hard, because it's at a time when you're very, very sad and you don't want to think of it, but the sharks start swarming and trying to take your money when you're at a vulnerable situation. Have you ever noticed that with weddings and funerals, that they try to get you in your vulnerable spot instead of help you at a time of happiness or sadness and giving you? So not everybody does it, but I'll tell you, when it was with my brother, we had to watch out for those for sneaky people. And my dad just wasn't really ready for it. And so now I think that's why he's able to discuss with me some of the things he's able to discuss with me. So thank God is what I'm saying. We can share Evan. I won't steal him. I promise. Evan, don't you feel special? Doesn't he feel? Look at that. He says he can take care of for both of us. Isn't he sweet? Yeah. We love Evan, don't we, Nate? Yep, we do. You're absolutely correct. Yes. Evan Hunter, awesome. Just another reason we love you. Joe writes, movie reaction channels are kind of popular right now. IP is, of course, an issue, but for the most part, they're reviews, so they fall under fair use. However, YouTube tends to issue copyright strikes, so reactors have to edit heavily. It's really true. That's what I've noticed. You hit the nail on the head, Joe. Patreon is where full movie reactions work. YouTube always gets reactions for clips. It still works, though. Some people have tens of hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Yeah, they do. And if you could, and they've done the work, haven't they, Joe? They've done the work to make sure they fit within the confines of intellectual property. And good for them. Now I have to ask myself if I'm willing to do the work. But maybe on the Patreon page, I can do reactions to films, because it's behind a closed membership door, isn't it? Smart thinking, Joe Penny. Smart thinking. I'm going to look into that. What's your plans for the upcoming Christmas holiday season? Christmas is coming. I don't know. Most definitely. And it's so sad that people take advantage that way. Absolutely. So we got to be the bulldogs for our parents. That's what I'm learning, is these doctors will come in and take advantage of the politeness of your parents, and they'll be in like 2 minutes. And it's your time. When you have the doctor there, it's your time. My father was so happy to actually have a full-on conversation with his doctor at the VA We were there for over 40 minutes talking to her. Why? Because I blocked the door. We went into the office, closed the door, and I stood in front of it. True story, guys. I stood right in front of it, smiling the whole time, not mean, but also not moving. And I had made a list of questions that I went with my dad. Anytime he said, well, I got to ask her about this, I got to ask her about it, I wrote it down in here so that when we went to visit, I had the questions ready. And she didn't get to get out until every question was answered. My dad didn't even realize, A, I was standing in front of the door, and B, I politely told the doctor, I have a few questions when you're ready for them. She said, I'm ready for them. And I went like this. Okay. Here we go. Question 1. Yeah. So that's really what we're doing for our parents, is being the bulldogs that they need because they're just too sweet and polite. Look at the hearts from Michelle. Nate says, I love you all so much. Don't know if I read that, but I'll read it again because I like that. We set up with a new doc. Nate, that's good. Anytime. I had to do this with my mother too. The doctor said 3 words to my mother and then got up to leave. And I said, doctor, sit down. This is our time. I don't have problem saying this. Okay. So they can be sweet and lovely, and I can be the bad guy or the bulldog, I like to say, because bulldogs are fun and cute and sweet, but they will be bulldogs when they have to. So I am too. So it's awesome. We set up a new duck. That's awesome. Charges $75 a month. Ooh. You can see him as many times as you need. That's great. And again, just don't I'm not saying your doctor's doing this, Nate. That sounds fantastic. But I get with these doctors that they want to go voop, 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 voop. And if that's you, try standing in front of the door. He takes calls and texts in personally. I love that. That's beautiful. I love that. I love that a lot. Look at Evan and his Halloween. He doesn't take insurance, but it's worth it because if you need 2 hours with him, I get it. $75 a month. I think that's great. I'd love someone like that here. Look at this, guys. Under. There you go. Thank you, Nate. God bless you, sweetheart. Under an hour and a half. That's a record for me. Yay. And I will try to get Mondays down to 1 hour or even 40 minutes. But I'm proud of myself for getting this far, this fast, because yeah, it's got to get back down because you guys are very busy, and to be honest with you, so am I. So ask me anything. We're gonna push for an hour and a half, and it will probably go 2 hours, but at least it won't go 3. Okay, I love you guys. Mwah. Do something nice for someone else. It'll make you feel a whole lot better. Once again, where do you go to be a part of Terri's Tribe? Patreon.com/Terri Hardin. $5 a month. You can dip a toe in the water for $5. See how you like it and stay. And if it's not for you, you can leave and I won't be on your back about it. So please understand, this is for people who get it and want to be a part of it and enjoy it. But if it turns out not to be you, or you can't quite squeeze it, $5 is, the decision between you and food. We get it, right? So, but if you can join, I'd love for you to join, because no matter what you're thinking about yourself, this is the place for you to feel better about yourself, because you are contributing and helping others. And when you do something nice, as I always say at the end of my broadcasts, you feel better. The depression disappears. So, please consider being a part of Terri's Tribe. Also, if you want to join the classes, you just go to terrihardin.com/classes and it will pop up for you. Okay. terrihardin.com/classes. All right. I'm going to be announcing it on my Instagram, which is this right here, and other venues. But for now, you heard it here first live. I love you guys. Hearts, flowers, hugs. And I hope to see you all soon. So here we go. You're welcome. Look forward to seeing more. Have a great weekend, everyone. I love you guys. You need time back, Diane. She's so generous. And you also generous. Love you. I love you too, Nate. Good luck with an hour and a half. Bob Burdine, he's just the voice of reason there. And Diane, thank you. You too. Joe says, just because we're bereaved, it doesn't make us S-A-P-S. Walter make us saps, the Big Lebowski. Just because we're bereaved, it doesn't make us saps. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I had to read that again, Joe. Join. You will wonder why you didn't sooner, says Nate. And you absolutely can do a full movie on Patreon. I can refer you to several people who have Patreon accounts to do exactly that. Nope. I have an Emmy award-winning husband. I would love it. You can refer to one or two. I'd love to hear about them. But my husband, I am so fortunate to have someone who is as talented as him. And I am bragging. Yeah, because he won't. More on him later. Love you. Mwah. Be well. Be safe. Have a lovely week. Talk to you very, very soon.